We're here today to study Sparkle Plenty, which is an intro to tubular herringbone project from Beads Gone Wild. And I'm Glenda. I've been a designer and teacher for over 30 years. So I love educating people on the art of bead weaving. So this is the bracelet we're making. It is tubular because it's round, and this one was made with 11/0 hex beads plus a 11/0 seed bead. So we'll start that. So we're going to start with what we would call a ladder stitch, which is one of the ways you can start herringbone. And this is what yours will look like. That's 6 beads laddered together. I'm going to use this size bead for the demo so it's a little easier to see. And we're going to start a new piece. So what we'll do is we pick up 2 beads, bring them down to the work, down to the thread. Leave about a 12-inch tail to attach the clasp. Go back through the 2, same direction as I was going. It's going to make a little circle around them. And they will sit like this, but that's not how we want them to sit. So you need to literally go and put them side by side. And they're not going to exactly stay side by side. So I'll go through it once again to reinforce it. I'm coming out the bottom here. I'm going to go in the bottom here. And this is so the thread only shows between the 2 beads like it's supposed to. Now I want to get to the end of the row, so I'm going to go down this bead. Hold on to your beads every time you travel through them. Pick up a bead, follow the direction you were going, pull it into place, hold on to it, go back through it. Pick up a bead, go through it. Notice the direction of the thread is changing. Sometimes it's at the top, sometimes the bottom. That's okay. It's what it's supposed to do. Hold on. Go through it. So I think for this stitch, this beginning part, it's a lot of just keeping control, keeping your wits about you. Holding on to those beads once they get into place. So I have 5, here's 6. So as I said, this is a ladder stitch. It's a way to start herringbone. It's not the only way. It's also a way that can be used to start some brick stitch, but again, not the only way. So there's what we have now. 6 beads together. Tail thread is coming out the first bead. The working thread is coming out the end bead. Now what we want to do is get these 2, the front and back, together. So I'm going to make a little fold like this. There's the back bead. There's the front bead. I'm coming down, so I'll go up here. I'm going to square stitch the front and the back together. So it pulls them together. Complete the stitch by going down here. And I will reinforce it. Going up. Going down. And then, because I want my working thread to be on the opposite side of the tail thread, I'm going to pull it up through there. Now I can hold on to the tail like this and continue beading. So what you'll see here is we have a circle of 6 beads. And we are going to use each one of these. We're going to start doing the herringbone now. We're going to go through each one of these. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's our first row. And because we have 6 beads, we're going to continue using 6 beads, which is going to be 3 pairs of 2. So what I like to do is count out my beads. There's 6 beads right there. So we'll pick up 2. Doesn't matter if you go to the left or the right, but it does matter that you go to the bead next to where your thread is. So you either go this way or that way. I'm going to go this way. So I picked up 2 beads. I'm coming out that one. I'm going to go down the one right next to it. Oops, sorry. I'm beating around the tripod. Then go up this one next to it, the next one in the row, circle. Pick up my 2 beads again. Go down the next one in the circle. When I say down, I mean usually towards the bottom of the work. Now go up the next one in the circle. And we have 2 beads left. It's going to be time to do a step up, which means we're going to pick up the last 2 beads, go down the last one in the group of 6, go up the next one, which is here, right in line with the one I'm coming out of, plus the one above it, which is the first one we put on at the beginning of the row. And this puts us in position to start the next row. It's called a step up. And we're doing it on this project, though there's many projects where you might not do it, so that's a different video. So now you can see we have 3 little sets there. Again, we'll count out our 6 beads. And it'd be good for you to keep them totally separate from where you're working. So threads coming out of this one. Oh, the 2 that are always connected are going to be a pair. This is a pair, this is a pair, this is a pair. So we pick up 2, coming out the one, go down the second one. Then we're going to reach all the way over here and go up the first bead in the next set of 2. So what's going to happen a lot is you have to turn things around, you have to move it, you have to be a little easy. So I'm coming out the first bead in the set of 2, pick up 2 beads, go down the second one, and up the next one in that row. Okay? And the next set. Here we come to the last 2 beads again, pick up 2, coming out the first of the set of 2, gonna go down the second of the set of 2, up the bead right next to it, which is that one, plus we want to come out this one, which is the first one we put on at the beginning of the row. Now if you can't do that in one stitch, it's fine. It's actually even better if you have problems with your tension to do these steps in 2 steps. So notice I'm pulling the thread tight. Again, we have our 2 beads, 2 beads, 2 beads. I'm going to do one more row, because now it's getting a little easier to do. I'll pick up the 2. So as I said, if you have trouble with your tension, go down. When you're going down, pull your thread down. Turn and come up the first bead in the next set of 2. And pull your thread up. Always when you keep turning around, hold your thread tight. Pick up 2. I'm coming out of this bead, and I'm going to go down that bead, which is the pair. All the way down. Time to come up. The first one over here. Pick up 2. And again, it's going to be the time for the step up. So just take a minute and look at this situation. I'm coming out of here. I'm going to put on 2. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go up the one that's adjacent to the one I'm coming out of, plus the first one at the beginning of the row. When you're using smaller beads and different size beads, it's just helpful if you understand what you're trying to do. Because sometimes you look at the beads, they all look the same. Keep your wits about you. Okay, there we go. So I've done a total of 4 rows now, and those would all be done with the hex beads. And then you would switch to the 11-0, which will give a little stripe.